Damn. I really didn't want to make a YouTube video. Like, I was really sitting there when James Harden made that step back three that ended up being a 4-point play. I literally was just sitting there like, damn, I couldn't believe it. Welcome to another YouTube video. The Rockets' 6-game winning streak is now snapped. They have lost. It's been a while. It's been a very long while. And the Clippers' losing streak, 6 games, ironically, has been snapped. This one hurts. This one hurts. Before I get started, or fuck it, I'm already started. We got some things to address. Jalen Green, brother, you got to be a better shooter off the catch. You were 1 for 6, 1 for 7 tonight on the threes. All of them damn near were wide open catch and shoot opportunities. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I know in the offseason you work with Kevin Durant. You work with Devin Booker. Like, I understand that, but like, when is that going to translate into actual NBA productivity consistently? Too many times in the game, you're floating. You're just out there. You're just the guy. The Rockets didn't draft you number 2 overall to be just the guy. Now, understandably, he's only 21. He's only 21 years old. I get that. But damn, man. Damn. You wide open. I need you to make some shots. You gotta stop the bleeding sometimes. You have to. It's crazy to say because Fred VanVleet, I believe, finished this game with like 19 points and Jalen Green had 20 points. It's crazy to say this, but like Fred VanVleet's buckets are more timely. The Clippers went up 10 points. Fred VanVleet comes down, hits a 3, stops the bleeding. He comes down, hits a 3, stops the bleeding, or gives the Rockets the lead. When is Jalen going to hit that level? When is Jalen going to be able to stop the bleeding? When is Jalen going to be able to give me a bucket, give me a set, I can be a go-to guy? When is that happening? This is your 3rd season. You have made over 3,000 buckets in your career. It is time to become a go-to scorer. Not a garbage time scorer, not a losing scorer. It is time to be a go-to bucket. That is what it's time to be, Jalen. It's time to start progressively taking that step. And so far this season, brother, you have not done that at any point this season. The one positive that Jalen Green had tonight was he made his free throws. His free throw percentage is probably going to be in the high 70s now, about to get to that 80 percentile. That's like the one positive. Late in the game, Rockets were up 99-94 or something like that. They get a stop. Jalen gets the ball in transition. It's like 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Pull the ball out, run a half-court set. What does Jalen do? He goes full speed, tries to finish on 2 guys. I believe those 2 guys was Kawhi and Paul George. What are you doing? They get the stop. They go down, get a layup. Clippers have the lead by 1 point. It's 100 to, I don't know what the score was, but it led to that. Then he gets the ball on the side on an out of bounds play. Gets stripped by Kawhi, leads to a bucket. Back-to-back key turnovers late down the stretch of the 4th quarter. Jalen, come on, man. What you say in interviews? I'm a bucket. When? When are you going to be a bucket, brother? When are you going to be a bucket? Jabari Smith Jr., again, he's 20 years old. I'm going to preach patience with this man. I'm going to preach patience. Jabari won't be 21 until next season. Literally. I am going to preach patience with this man. I'm not going to eviscerate him after every game. It's going to take a while for him to be consistent. But I would definitely like to see him start making buckets a little bit more. Start being a reliable 3-point shooter. He should be the best catch and shoot shooter on this team. Bar none. He should be the best catch and shoot. If you leave him open, it should damn near be money. Now, I understand Jabari Smith is in his second season, but it's also time for him to start showing why they drafted you at number 3 overall, why you were touted as the guy that you were touted coming out of that draft. Because you could be a 6'11 Klay Thompson. That is what the draft scouts or the scouting report said about you. It's time to be that. Alperen Sengun just continues to impress. This wasn't one of his best games, though. This wasn't one of his best games in terms of efficiency, in terms of decision making. He's usually sharper. He's crisper. There was a key turnover that he had when James Harden was guarding him. He waited to like 5 or 6 seconds to go into a move. Sometimes you just got to be quick and decisive. And Sengun has done a really fantastic job of that this year, so I'm not going to kick his back end too much. This was probably like his first C-, B- type-ish game tonight, so I'm not going to kick in his back like I normally would kick in like Jalen Green's back. But Alperen Sengun was not as sharp as he should have been tonight at all. I really didn't like the officiating tonight. As I segue to that, I really didn't like the officiating tonight. Jabari Smith, Jae'Sean Tate, Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks all had 4 fouls in the third quarter. That really affected the physicality and the tenacity that those guys can play with and how they like to play, getting into passing lanes, getting out into transition, running, finishing. I didn't really like the foul calling. I felt a lot of it was herky-jerk. But when you're playing guys that are elite at drawing fouls, that have been in the league 10 plus years, like Kawhi, like Paul George, like James Harden, you have to be disciplined. You have to show your hands to the refs, and you got to defend without fouling. And those guys are so skilled at drawing fouls that is extremely difficult. But that being said, I would definitely like for the referees to just chill out on the whistles a little bit, man. Basketball is a physical game. You got to allow some type of physicality, some. I do want to give the Rockets as a team credit. I really do. I really want to give them credit. They went down big in the first half and in the second half. Each time, they not only fought back, but they fought back and took the lead. And not only took the lead by 1 or 2 points, but like 7, 8 points. They were really in control for a lot of the game. But really what hurt them is their inability to defend without fouling. It seemed like a whole game, every single quarter, the Clippers were in the bonus. It just seemed that way. At one point, the free throw discrepancy in the first half was 17-6. And that's what keeps teams into games. All they got to do, if they make 11 out of 17 free throws, that's still 11 points that they possibly would not have had on the possession that you are now giving them. So that was kind of tough, and that is what kind of kept the Clippers within striking distance. But I do want to give the Rockets a ton of credit for sticking to it, for battling, for continuous to just put their head down and grind, run the sets, play defense, play offense, execute. I love it, man. I really just want to give them credit, even though they lost. I do want to highlight that for sure. I haven't talked about this player all year because he's really irrelevant, but Jock Landale is looking like the worst signing of the offseason. I mean, outside of like Gabe Vincent for the Lakers, and even he had like a finals run last year that you could kind of use to validate that contract, Jock Landale has been ass this year. He has been ass. He made a bucket today that I was genuinely surprised that he made, and I think it was on accident. Like, I legitimately think it was on accident. Like, he scored completely on accident. This man has been ass. He doesn't rebound well. He doesn't roll well. He doesn't finish well. He doesn't defend well. He doesn't move his feet well. The only thing that he does well is foul. He doesn't even run the floor well. Just run the floor in a straight line. He does not do well. I would like for Ime Udoka to just continue to play Jeff Green. And if you don't want Jeff Green to wear down, then play Tari Eason in his spot. Play Jae'Sean Tate in his spot. But Jock Landale, yikes. This is disgusting. This dude is not... He's damn near not an NBA player. I don't want to say that because it's like disrespectful, but this dude is damn near not an NBA player. Like, seriously, it is really, really bad. On the Clippers side of things, they still didn't do the right thing. They're still not doing the right thing when closing. They're really trying to go to Kawhi Leonard in the half court and work him in the half court like he has some matchups on Fred VanVleet, and he did score on those opportunities. But James Harden came down, Zubac lob. Came down again, passed to Zubac, Zubac dunk. Then seals the game with a step back three-pointer that ends up being a 4-point play. That is who they need to play through down the stretch. Why the fuck did you trade James Harden to use him like John Stockton? This is now the third team that is trying to do that to James Harden. You have to let this man score and facilitate. He is a combo guard. In my opinion, he is the best offensive player on that team. They have to let him operate more. Like, you see what happens tonight. He created two buckets for Zubac and a bucket for himself that essentially closed the game out. One of them literally closed the game out. They really, it's like they're trying to show that it's Kawhi's team. And I don't really get into that. Play who your advantage is. Play through your strength. Who cares about whose team it is and who's making the most money? Play through your strength. Your strength is James Harden and everybody playing off of him. Yes, if Harden gets cold, it's good to have Kawhi as an outlet in the ISO in the half court. Yes, it's good to have PG. But the high pick and roll and the isolation at the top of the key with James Harden is going to work more times than it doesn't. I'm just here to let y'all know that now. But as always, this has been a very depressing obligation that I had to do tonight. I really didn't want to do this. I wanted to do this after a win. I wanted to have 7 straight. I really wanted it to have 7 straight, but it wasn't in the cards. And I would like to tell Humble Teach to please stop going to the Rockets games when they play in LA, man. You looking like, a curse, brother. Like, the last time I remember you going to a Rockets-Clippers game, it was in the playoffs of 2015 when you screamed on TV, "Let's go," and the Rockets got blew out by 30. Like, come on, man. Like you're becoming a domestic terrorist. You got to stop. You got to stop. As always, though, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Man, this has been a very, very sad video, man. I didn't want to make this video. I literally was like, well, I didn't give him a video last game, so I'm going to give him a video this game, man. So I hope you guys liked it. If you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Red Nation Blogger out.